There is a silent worry that many people carry with them their whole lives, that moment when you need to cry for help, but there is no one around to hear you. You gasp, your heart beats wildly, an invisible pressure spreads throughout your body. And the only thing you have is panic, loneliness, and the question, am I having a heart attack? What should I do now? The scary truth is that thousands of people die every year because they don't know what to do in the first 3 minutes. They don't lack medicine, they don't lack ambulances, they just lack a survival plan when they're on the edge between life and death. If you're listening to these words, let them be your life guide. You don't have to remember everything right away, just understand the first step, right now. Because if you realize that a heart attack is starting in the first minute, you've doubled your chances of survival. And here's step 1, recognize the signs, listen to your body before it's too late. My friend, I know you probably don't want to think about the bad things that could happen. But your body has its own way of speaking. It just doesn't scream at first. It whispers. And if we don't listen carefully, we may miss the signs that we should have acted on immediately. Heart attacks rarely happen like in the movies. It's not like clutching your chest and collapsing that's serious. Many people start with just a vague feeling, a little heaviness in the chest, an unusual tiredness, or like something is pressing down on the middle of the chest. Some people think it's bloating, some think it's stress or lack of sleep. Have you ever felt tired all morning, with cold sweats running down your back, but no fever, just a feeling, something is wrong? And sometimes, that's the first warning. Pay attention if you have the following symptoms: a feeling of heaviness, tightness, or pressure in the chest, like there's a heavy object on the chest. A dull pain that spreads to the left arm, right arm, jaw, neck, shoulder, or back. Shortness of breath, even when sitting still, like climbing stairs without moving. Nausea, dizziness, cold sweats, or simply a strong feeling that something is wrong. Have you ever had to sit down to rest because you were exhausted, but then reassured yourself it's probably okay? My friend. Next time, don't skip at that signal again. Many people hesitate because they don't want to bother others, are afraid of overreacting, or think it will be fine in a little while. But the heart doesn't wait for you to be ready before it sounds the alarm, it only speaks once, and then it can be silent forever. Listening to your body in time is a gift you give yourself. Don't ignore seemingly small signs, because before your heart screams, it always whispers first. And if you have recognized those signs, even if it is just a little doubt in your heart, don't hesitate. The next thing you need to do is the most important thing: call an ambulance immediately. My friend, if there is a moment when you need to put everything down to take care of yourself, it is now. As soon as you feel something is wrong in your chest, in your breathing, or simply have a vague feeling, call an ambulance. Don't wait until the pain is more obvious, or until someone else confirms it for you. I know, calling an ambulance makes you feel like you're making a big deal out of it. Maybe you're afraid of bothering others, or think it'll probably get better soon. But my friend, life doesn't wait for your permission to continue. And the most important thing right now is not to be 100% sure that you are having a heart attack, but to not miss the opportunity to get help early. Have you ever hesitated, then said to yourself, let's see how it goes a little bit more? But have you thought, if you had called a few minutes earlier, you could have saved yourself a lot of regrets? You don't have to be specific. Just say something simple. I feel something wrong in my chest, I'm afraid I'm having a heart attack. Then dial 911, or whatever your local number is, and let the person on the other end guide you through the steps. And if you're alone, put the phone on speaker. Keep the phone close. Let that voice be your first friend in a panic. Someone is listening, and they know how to help. I know this can make you feel weak. But actually, calling 911 is a beautiful act of courage, a way of saying to yourself, I am worth taking care of. If what I've just shared has made you feel a little more secure, or helped you look at your body with a gentler ear, then you can like this video, and subscribe to the channel so we can meet again every week. I'm still here, and the things I bring, always so that you do not have to face the worry alone. And if you have called the ambulance, then you are doing the right thing. Now, there is a very small action, but it can help your heart keep a little more strength, a little more time until someone comes. That is the next step that I want you to do with me. Do you believe that sometimes, just a small action, so simple that it is easy to ignore, can open up another chance to live? I want to tell you about Mr. Nick, a 71-year-old man, living alone in the suburbs. That day was a normal morning like any other. He was pouring boiling water when he suddenly felt strangely restless. His chest felt heavy as if something was pressing down on it, sweat poured down his back even though it was cool. It didn't hurt badly, but something made him feel not right. He sat down, called an ambulance. And then, he remembered the doctor's advice last time. If you suspect a heart attack, chew an aspirin immediately. He opened the kitchen drawer, found the small white aspirin that his daughter had left for a long time. He chewed it, slowly and calmly. Didn't swallow it right away. Didn't mix it with water. Just chewed it, then sat there, quietly, waiting. When the ambulance arrived, the doctor said, "You did almost everything right. And that aspirin could have saved your heart from further damage. You see, Mr. Nick is not a doctor. Nor does he have modern equipment who is next to you. Just calmness, a little knowledge, and a little pill, that makes all the difference. Do you have aspirin in your house? Do you know where it is? And your loved ones, do they know how to use it at the right time? Aspirin has the ability to help slow down the formation of blood clots, which happens in most heart attacks. When you chew it, it quickly absorbs through your mouth into your bloodstream, helping to maintain a little bit of blood flow to the heart, giving your heart more time until help arrives. I'm not telling you this to reassure you. I'm telling you because it really happened. There have been people like you who thought it's probably okay, but then chose to act. And thanks to that, they are still here, with their family, with their loved ones. So, if you don't have a pack of aspirin easily available at home, start preparing today. Not because you're afraid, but because you deserve another chance, if that day ever comes. And when you've called an ambulance, chewed an aspirin, the next thing is not to do anything more, but to stop. Right now, the best thing you can do for your heart is not to let it work too hard for another second. My friend, I know, in moments of panic, people often want to do something, stand up, walk around, get some water, call someone, try to force it through. But right now, maybe what you need is not to do anything, but to stop. Put your hand on your chest. Feel that beat. It may be urgent, it may be chaotic. But it is still there, still struggling. And the best thing you can do for your heart, right now, is to give it a break. No need to do anything more. No need to go open the door. No need to get anything more. Just sit down, lean lightly against the back of the chair, feet firmly on the floor, hands loose, and exhale slowly. There is nothing weak about sitting down. On the contrary, it is the very quiet courage of someone who knows how to love themselves. I want you to imagine your heart right now as a wing the bird is flying against the wind. It is very tired. And every small movement, whether standing up to pour water or stepping out to open the door, is like a headwind rushing in. It cannot stand it, my friend. At this moment, your very stillness is the most powerful action. I once heard a story about Ollie, 74 years old, living alone. Once, when she felt a strange pain in her chest and her hands started to get cold, she remembered the instructions. Call an ambulance, then sit still. She said, at that time, all she wanted to do was do something to feel in control, but then she chose to sit down on a chair, put her hand on her heart, close her eyes, and breathe slowly. When the doctor arrived, they said, "Luckily you didn't try to move. Just a little effort at that time could have been too much to save. You see, not everyone was warned in advance. But now, you have that opportunity, and I hope you take it, not by making a big deal out of it, but by being gentle with yourself. If you have never thought that sitting still is also a way to love yourself, then today, start here. Just by daring to rest at the right time, you have given your heart another chance to recover. And if your body is still allowed, just one more small task, okay, before you sit down to rest completely. Make sure your door is open, so that when the person who comes to find you arrives, they don't have to wait a second. I know, when your heart is struggling, it seems counterintuitive to stand up and open the door. But if your body still has enough strength for one more small step, please use it to do this. Open the door for the person who will come to save you. I'm not saying this just to make you feel should, but because there was someone like you in a similar situation, and they survived, just because the door was open. That was Uncle Alex, 76 years old, living in a third-floor apartment, double-locked. One afternoon, when the pain started spreading to his arm, he did everything right, called the ambulance, chewed an aspirin, and sat down to rest. But right before he sat down, he suddenly remembered, if the door is locked, how will they get in? With the last of his strength, he stood up, unlocked the front door, and that was the last time he was steady before he passed out. But because the door was open, the paramedics came right in. They came, they put on the machine, they gave him medicine, and they took his dying heart, right in the living room. You see, just a few seconds, can be the difference between life and death. And you have the power to decide every moment. I understand, you may live alone. Your door may be double-paned, keyed, with security outside the gate. But you can still prepare now, so that if that day comes, you can be in control. Maybe have a key near the door. Or put a short paper trail. Door opens to the left, ring the bell twice. Or better yet, you can leave a small medical lockbox outside, where you keep a spare key, and you send the combination to a relative or a local emergency service. All of this is not because you are worried about the future, but because you know you deserve to be cared for right now. If you are listening to these words in a quiet apartment, I invite you, look towards your door, and imagine someone rushing to your door. Would you help them in, or let them stand outside and lose a precious minute? You don't need to adjust anything. Just one small step, prepare. So that one day, when you need help, that door won't take away your life. If what I've shared here makes you feel a little more secure, or something touches your thoughts, leave a comment, just a yes, to let me know that you're still here, still listening. And if you find these things useful, not only for you, but maybe for someone you love, subscribe to the channel, so we can meet again every week in heartfelt conversations like this, my friend. And right now, there is something that is still in your hand, small, but can become the most important bridge between you and life. The phone. But not to find the answer, but to use it correctly, at the right time. Let's continue. I'll show you how to do it. You're holding the phone in your hand, right? Maybe you just used it to find symptoms. Or maybe you are quietly watching this video, listening to every word, and a worry is rising in your heart. Wherever you are, I want to remind you gently, that phone can be your last link to life. No need to be smart, no need to download anything. Just know how to use it, at the right time. And that time is now. My friend, if the pain comes and you have called the emergency, please turn on the speakerphone. No need to strain to hold the phone to your ear. No need to strain to listen to every word. Let that little device lie next to you, and you just need to breathe. Let the operator's voice on the other end of the line become your companion. An unfamiliar voice, but at that time, maybe the only one. Did you know, when you are getting weaker, gasping for breath, or can't speak anymore, they still hear? The noises in the room, the raggedness of your breathing, all of this is vital information they are listening for to help you. I want to tell you something very true. There are people who were saved, not because they shouted loudly, but because they put the phone on speaker, and did not hang up. There are people who only have enough strength to whisper "I'm tired," and then fall silent, but the person on the other end of the line, they understood. They sent an ambulance just in time. Because the remaining sound is still a signal, even though you can no longer say anything. Do you remember what I mentioned about Mr. Nick? The person who chewed aspirin and sat still waiting for help? There was one more little thing he did that not many people noticed. He kept his phone next to him, on speaker, without turning it off. And that helped the emergency workers guide his daughter to open the door, give her medicine, and do everything, even though he was no longer answering. The phone, if prepared well, can speak for you. Take 5 minutes after hearing these words to turn on the medical ID feature, where important medical information is recorded, underlying conditions, allergies, current medications, a preset emergency contacts, so that even if you don't unlock it, someone can know who to call. And if you don't know how to do it, don't worry. Just ask your children, or look up a short video. That little change could be the reason you were saved in time. You don't have to understand all the technology. Just believe that you deserve to be connected to help, even if it's just a breath on speaker. And if you do that little thing today, then tomorrow, you will be more prepared than you were yesterday's friend. Are you still here with me? If you are listening to this, I believe that there is a silent shift in you. A readiness, very kind, to yourself. So, step by step, you have gone through it. Not a series of dry instructions, but a journey back to yourself, where you learn to listen, stop, and choose to live, with gentleness. Now, I don't want to say anything big. No more encouragement, no more instructions. Just one small thing, which I believe you already have. For a long time now. It is the breath. Have you noticed, when you are scared, your breath becomes short, rapid, shallow, as if your body has forgotten how to live? But at that moment, just one slow and full breath can help you regain a little balance. A little calm. A little faith. I'm not saying that breathing will erase all the pain. I can't promise that it will calm your heart right away. But I know for sure that it will help you have a few more full beats, to wait for someone to come. Try it. Just sit there. Drop your shoulders. Don't try to do anything. And breathe in, very slowly. Hold for a beat. Then exhale, also very slowly. Light as the wind. No force. No control. Just breathe. The first breath is what brings us to this life. The last breath is what we leave behind when we leave. And between those two moments, there are times, just one quiet enough breath, we have saved ourselves without needing anyone else to do it for us. My friend, I don't know where you are, what fatigue you are carrying, or what fear is still in your chest. But if right now you are still breathing, then you still have hope. You still have the ability to choose. You still have the right to be gentle with yourself. Maybe you will forget everything I have said from the beginning until now. But if you remember just one thing, I hope it is, your breath is the place to start over, whenever needed, so you have taken all 7 steps. Not with noise. Not with effort. But with a very beautiful silence, that only you can feel. You listened. You stopped. And now, you are breathing, in your full presence. If you feel your heart soften a little, stay a little longer, and leave me a little dot. No need to say much. I will understand. That you are still here. And we are still walking together.